Hello, my fabulous artist. So today you are going to get to paint in your Cincinnati scene. And remember, we had drawn our scenes on the construction paper. Then you traced with a Sharpie marker your Cincinnati scene onto this plastic, this laminating plastic. When you start to paint, what I'd like you to do, this is the side I drew the Sharpie on. So I'm gonna turn my plastic over and I'm painting on the back. So you are going to paint on the back. To paint today, what you're gonna need a paint shirt for sure, because this paint does not come out of your clothes. You're gonna need a paper towel. You're gonna need a paintbrush, any size that you need, a cup of water, and remember we fill our water halfway, not over halfway. Then you're going to need acrylic paints. These are my acrylic paints. I will have them up on the supply table, and when you get your acrylic paint, I'm gonna have you get one color at a time. That's all we need to work with at a time. So when I'm looking at my artwork here, I am going to paint in, let's say I want to start with my bushes here, so I know I need green. I'm going to go over to the paint station. I'm going to get a container to put my paint in, and I'm going to squeeze out a tiny bit of green, and I mean tiny. You should not be getting any more paint than this at any time, because you can always go back and get more, but we do not want to be wasteful with the paint. Then I'm going to head back to my seat. I'm going to get my paintbrush. My paintbrush needs to be clean and dry before I dip into the paint. I'm going to dip into the paint and go ahead and paint that right on to the plastic. So I'm using my acrylic paint to paint onto the plastic. This acrylic paint is great because it does not come off of the plastic, which is good. But that also means it does not come off of our clothes or my tables. So make sure that you're being really careful when you paint. While you're painting, I'll go ahead and have you have maybe a piece of construction paper underneath to protect the table. So you are gonna go ahead and paint that. Now, let me just tell you, whatever you paint first, that's what's gonna show up, because when we're finished, we're gonna turn our plastic over and everybody's gonna see it from this side. So if I painted something on top of that green, it's not gonna show up, because what's gonna show up is what you paint first. Now, when you need another color, you can either see if somebody at your table has a color that they would like to share with you, or that you would like, or you can go back up, get another color. Now, remember, you're gonna squeeze out a teeny tiny amount. You can see I did my trees and I still have a lot of that green paint left. So see if somebody wants to borrow that. Also, when you're doing this, when you are doing this, your paintbrush needs to be clean and dry, and you do not have to do, like I did this bridge in Cincinnati. I'm gonna go ahead and paint that in with blue. That bridge is not blue, but we are going to use any color we would like to use for this project, and I'm going to use lots of neat, bright colors. If you would like to make yours just like the real bridge, the real color, you can do that. I'm doing mine with just imaginary colors. I just think it would be really neat to have bright colors as the bridge. So you can see you're just going to paint right on there. Wash that paintbrush off. When you're finished, you've got to make sure all that paint gets out of these paintbrushes, because they will ruin my paintbrushes if we don't get all that paint out. Have a great time painting in your Cincinnati cityscapes today.